What it do, y'all? Alright, y'all, so y'all see we are in Mel's room, so y'all already know it's a mommy vlog. Alright, so y'all, I got my little papers printed out. Yeah, I don't have it on my iPad today, but I got my papers printed out. We are going over what you need to know as a first-time mom when you're leaving the hospital. So I'm going to try to run down everything you need to know when leaving the hospital. Little tips and tricks and all that type of stuff. Things that I learned when I had my child and we went to the hospital, we were leaving the hospital. Everything you need to know. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to say is, the first thing you need to know is to pack your bag. You never know when you're gonna have the baby, like when the baby's gonna come. Like, you have an estimate time of when the baby is gonna come. You think around that time you'll know when the baby is gonna come, but you really never know when your water's gonna break. So I was induced. I ain't gonna lie, I induced myself. By the time I got to the hospital, I was already having contractions. I just didn't feel them. So like, I had an idea of when I was gonna, like, when she was gonna come, but I wasn't really sure. So I had my hospital bag packed like a week before I even went to the hospital. Probably like 2 weeks before I even went to the hospital. I had my outfit for when I was leaving the hospital, Mel's outfit for when she was going to leave the hospital, even outfits like when, you know, when you're in the hospital, like you want to take pictures and things like that. Like, I had all that type of, all those things. The only thing that I was not prepared for was how small she was, and that she was like a preemie size. So like, she wasn't a preemie, but she was the size of a preemie. So I didn't have diapers for a preemie size. I had newborn diapers. So you might want to get some preemie diapers just in case, you know, like your baby is really small and stuff like that. The hospital should provide them for you, but you never know. It depends on what hospital you go to. So I had all of that stuff. Her socks, you want the little mittens so that they don't scratch themselves. I had the little, not first aid kit, but like the clipper kit, like to clip her nails and file her nails down, because when she first comes out, she's going to be drinking a lot of milk. Her nails will grow a little bit. You're going to probably be in the hospital for about 2 days, so you want to make sure you pack like underwear for you, nursing bras. If you can get some nursing bras if you want to nurse. Well, when you're in the hospital, you're probably going to have to nurse, unless you just cannot produce. But you want to have those nursing bras. They helped me a lot. I didn't have to like unhook them in the back and all of that. Like, I could just literally like unclip the top and pull it down and she could nurse. Like, those were worth it to me. And because I did breastfeed for 22 months, they came in handy. I definitely got my money's worth. And then you want to make sure you have your car seat as well. You have to have the car seat for the baby in order to leave the hospital. I know I did. They do a car seat test and all of that type of stuff. So we're going to get into that. But that's the first thing. Pack your hospital bag. Make sure if your husband or your boyfriend or whoever, the baby daddy, whoever's going with you, make sure they got their hospital bag packed as well. Because y'all want to make sure y'all are prepared for everything. Take some little snacks in there if you can, because I definitely had some snacks in there too. So for the discharge process, postpartum care instructions will be given for you, to you, because postpartum is definitely a huge thing that you're going to go through. Most women do go through it. Some women don't know that they're going through it, but usually you're going through postpartum. Postpartum depression is something that a lot of people don't talk about, but it's definitely out there. It's definitely here. After you have that baby, you will, I'm pretty sure you'll go through it. It's just, it's depression. Your hair falls out. Your body's not the same. Your body's trying to get back to normal. You have this baby who needs you, and you got to keep your strength up for them. You have to eat well. If you're breastfeeding, you definitely have to eat healthy and things like that. You got to drink water. Your body is going through so many changes. It's ridiculous. It's trying to snap back to where it was before the baby, and just all these different changes. Your stomach is trying to go down. Your body is not what you're used to. If you're athletic like I was, like having a big belly is not normal for you. Your boobs are going through changes. They hurt. They're sensitive. Like, it's just all these different things. Information about your baby's first doctor's appointment. That is a necessity. You need to make sure you have that together. I also went to a prenatal doctor. I can't remember. The doctor that helps you learn how to breastfeed and things like that, how to hold the baby. Like, I went through all of that. I definitely went and talked to a doctor about that. My boyfriend went with me, just so that I knew I was doing it right, so that a lactation consultant, that's what it was. And she helped me teach her how to latch on and things like that. Like, she was latching on in the hospital, but I feel like it just hurt, like, in the hospital, and it shouldn't have been hurting like that. So I went to a lactation consultant, and she definitely helped me out with that. The baby's first doctor's appointment is just to check them up and make sure that they're okay and things like that. They shouldn't get any shots, I don't think, that first doctor's appointment, but yeah. Any prescriptions that you need. You might be in pain. If you had a C-section, you're probably going to need some prescriptions. So just different things like that. I know that I definitely went through with that. Taking care of yourself with postpartum. So any prescribed pain medications that your doctors gave you, you need to make sure you take them. Take care of any stitches. So I didn't have any stitches at all. She didn't tear me, none of that. So like, I was fine. I didn't have any of that. Practice any pelvic floor exercises that your doctor might have recommended you. You definitely want to try to do that. I didn't have to do any of that. Like, that definitely wasn't an issue for me. So I was definitely fine with that. What else? So your baby's first needs. Know how to properly feed your baby with breastfeeding or bottle feeding. You got to make sure your baby eats. Okay? So my baby, when she was first born, she was 5 pounds, 0.08 ounces, which is small. They do drop weight. So she went down to like 4 pounds and some ounces while we were in the hospital, but then she did gain her weight back. And my baby is fine. She was in there for 2 days. She left. She was fine. Understanding diapering basics. So how to change your diaper. Make sure the daddy knows how to change the diaper as well, because you're going to need somebody to take care of that baby so that you can get some rest and some time for yourself. If you do not hear anything else I say, you need time to yourself, okay? Make sure you take some time to yourself. You need to pump while you're in the hospital. Save up those bags. Bring a cooler with you. Whatever. Because you want to have a stockpile. That's something I didn't listen to and that I didn't do while in the hospital. So the nurses are going to tell you don't pump while you're in the hospital. My next baby, I'm pumping while I'm in the hospital. That baby going to feed on that left boob and I'm going to pump that right boob. Because I need to have a stockpile for when I get out, because that baby's going to rely on you. If you don't have a stockpile, then your baby won't have anything to eat, and nobody else can feed them. You'll be the only one that can feed them, so you need to make sure you do that. Make sure you're aware of your baby's first checkups and the schedule and things like that. Know your baby's schedule. So every 2 hours, usually when they first leave the hospital, is how they are. So they're up for 2 hours and they sleep for 2 hours, and they're up for 2 hours and they sleep for 2 hours. So knowing that schedule so that you can get some sleep and you can eat and stay sane, yeah, do that. I would say with postpartum too, make sure you had the bottles ready, all of that. Go out, get your nails and your feet done. Go get your hair done. Get out the house. Let somebody else take care of the baby. Let the grandma take care of the baby. Let the dad take care of the baby. Somebody you trust to take care of that baby, because you need some sanity. I'm telling you, you're going to be up for 2 hours and down for 2 hours, and up for 2 hours and down for 2 hours. Then you still have to have your time for things that you need to do around the house and stuff like that. So you need to make sure that you have that emotional support, which brings me to my next topic. A trusted family member to just watch the baby so that you can sleep. Get your sleep. While you're in the hospital, they're going to come push on your belly all through the night. It got on my freaking nerves, because they want to make sure everything is moving the way it's supposed to, because the baby was in there. Now the baby's not in there, so it's just floating all in your stomach. So they're going to come pushing on your stomach all hours of the night. So you need to be able to get your sleep. So have the baby with somebody that you trust. Your mom, his mom, him, somebody. They will run some tests on your baby. So I had my baby 3 years ago during COVID. My baby stayed with me throughout the entire time. She did not leave my side except for the car seat test. They took the baby in the room, but I could look through the window for the car seat test. So you have to bring your car seat. It just makes sure that the car seat is okay, the baby is comfortable in the car seat. I want to say that test was like 2 hours. But she passed the test, it was fine. Also, they did a hearing test. They say that you want to bring like a pacifier for that. Mel did not take a pacifier. Mel, my baby's name is Melrose. If you're new to my channel, her name is Melrose, so I call her Mel a lot. But Mel, she didn't take a pacifier at all. Even during the hearing test, she did not take a pacifier. I'm not sure what the hearing test was because I wasn't the baby. But she didn't scream, she didn't cry, anything like that. I think I just want to make sure like they can hear. She passed that test as well. And then they gave her a bath in there, her first bath. So make sure you bring like a camera or your phone or something like that. You want to, you know, just cherish those times. But she got her little hair wash. She got a bath. She ain't really like that bath, but she loved the hair washer. It was really, really cute. So yeah. Once you get your discharge papers and all of that type of stuff, they're going to check you out as a mom. They're going to check the baby out. And the baby slept in the room with me as well. It was a little bassinet that was like right next to my bed. And then my boyfriend got to lay on the couch that was in the room as well. But I would just, you know, when she woke up, I would have her with me. But they did not want you to sleep with her. I was trying to sleep with her. But they didn't really want you to sleep with her, of course, because you could roll over and suffocate. They don't know how hard you sleep and things like that. So they really, if they walked in the room and you were asleep and the baby was right there, they're going to pick the baby up and put him in the bassinet. But they ran all kinds of tests. Of course, you would be hooked up to IVs and all that type of stuff. You did take different medicines and stuff during the night and all of that. But I was perfectly fine. My baby was perfectly fine. We were good. So once you get your discharge papers, then, you know, you're discharged or whatever. They'll wheel you out in the wheelchair. Yes, you will have that throne. You will have that throne. It's not really embarrassing because all pregnant mothers get wheeled out in that. Oh, and you will have a diaper. So that area down there, if you gave a vaginal, if you have a vaginal delivery, then yeah, you're gonna be bleeding. So they're gonna give you some diapers and stuff, okay? Just know they're gonna give you some diapers. You're gonna have to wear them diapers because you don't want to mess up your underwear and stuff. You gonna have to wear them diapers. Them diapers is not cute. They not sexy. Let your boyfriend, husband, whoever, let them know. Because it ain't sexy. But it's a process. I think you cannot have sex for 6 weeks. So, figure it out. It really don't be that long. But that's what the doctor say is 6 weeks. So, you know, they're gonna wheel you out to the wheelchair, to the car, whatever. Your boyfriend pulled the car up, somebody pulled the car up. Baby goes in the car, you go in the car. I sat in the back with my baby on the way home because I just wasn't sure. You really do not want to drive yourself home because the baby gonna be crying and stuff like that. So you kind of want to have somebody else drive you home. But yeah, you know, before you go to the hospital, that baby's nursery needs to be set up. Don't wait till you get back home with the baby to try to set that nursery up because you're gonna be in pain, you're gonna be tired. And you ain't gonna have the energy for it. You're gonna be excited about the baby, but all you're gonna wanna do is really lay around for real. So you need to have that nursery, their room, all of that set up before you go to the hospital and deliver that baby. Make sure everything you need is in that baby's room. Diapers, all of that. And if you don't have diapers, like my best friend brought me some preemie diapers. Thank you, Stinker. I appreciate you, boo. But yeah, also, so I had like a little bucket type of thingy. You can get them at Target, but it's like I had diapers in there, wipes in there, pacifier, burp cloth, all of that type of stuff in there, and I could just carry that with me. If I needed to go downstairs and the baby needed to go downstairs and I wasn't because you're not really supposed to go up and down the steps a lot. So I would have that downstairs, so I wouldn't have to keep going up and down the stairs to change her and all that type of stuff. I had change of clothes in there, like onesies and stuff like that. I had all of that type of stuff in there. Nurse the nipple cream, all of that in my in that little bucket. So that was very helpful. That's definitely a tip. So you might want to keep that downstairs. Try to rest when you can, even if it's like for a few minutes at a time. Look, I would be like 15 minutes is a reset for me. I just need 15 minutes. Just 15 minutes. And that'd be alright. It could be hard to sleep when the baby's awake, but take advantage of any help you have at home. Make sure you're drinking plenty of water and eating nutritious meals. Y'all, I cannot stress this enough. Eat your fruit. Eat your vegetables. Drink your water. I'm telling you. Do not be afraid to call the doctor. If something is wrong with the baby, if something is wrong with you, call the doctor. If the baby is not eating, call the doctor. If they have a fever, call the doctor. If the skin changes colors, call the doctor. Like, you need to call the doctor if you need to, call them. But mama, you got this. When I tell you, it will come so naturally. It will come so naturally. I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna do. Like, this is my first baby. I don't know what I'm doing. My mom just kept saying, Jasmine, it's gonna come to you. I promise you. Don't even worry about it. It's gonna come to you. And I was just like, you sure? She was like, yes. I'm like, okay. So I'm telling you, it will come naturally. You got this. Take advice, but don't take too much advice. Like, learn as you're going. Learn from your mistakes. I know so much now for my next child. Because yes, I will have another child. If God willing. I will have another child. But just learn from mistakes. Don't be hard on yourself. And do not always hold social media to the highest standard. So like, oh, my baby's supposed to be walking at these many months. So my baby's supposed to be turning over. My baby's supposed to be walking. My baby's supposed to be crawling. No. Like, let your baby go by their own timeline. Don't let it get too far ahead. Don't be naive as a parent. We have these parents where that child really might be mentally ill. Something might really be wrong with them, but you're just naive. Nothing's wrong with my child. No, something's wrong with that child. Don't be that parent, because you're hindering that child. Get the help that they need when they need it. But let that baby go by their own timeline. You will know. As a mother, you know. I promise you, you know when something's wrong with your child. You know when your child's just might be a little delayed. But it's okay. Like, your baby is fine. And you are fine as a mama. Get your sleep. Take some time for yourself. And you will be fine. I promise you. Do not be hard on yourself. But I will see y'all in the next vlog. I love y'all. Bye, guys.